about that ugly linear side. Linear motion, which moves energy horizontally, is responsible for how much of our power? 15% of our power. Do we still need it? Yes, it could be the difference between a pop out on the warning track, Linnell, right? Or Linnell hitting it over the fence. That extra 15%. So we don't want to ignore it. But I need you to part the Red Sea for me. I'm going to show you what too much linear looks like. If you can get on the side of me, you'll really see this. So how many of you have been accused of lunging at the ball, jumping at the ball, or finishing on their front foot? A lot of us. So what you've done is you've taken a part of the swing, the linear motion, and you've overdone it a little bit. I want you to move forward, but I don't want you to. Here's what it looks like if I do too much. Too much forward movement. Now I'm back nice. I'm going forward with my stride, and I'm swinging. All right, again, what's wrong with that, Coach? That looks okay. Is that good? My head went from here all the way to here. Look at my front knee. What is it? No, it's flexed. Sorry, I got pants on today. It's flexed. It's bent. Here's what has to happen. The dynamics of it is, as we go to swing, we are going to go forward a little bit. That energy is going to start going forward. When we put that foot in the ground and go from flexion to extension, that stops any more forward movement. What happens to energy when it can't go forward anymore? It goes up. It goes up. So I'm going to drive off of my back foot. I'm going to drive from my back foot to my front foot, not through my front foot. I'm going to go from my back foot to my front foot. I'm going to straighten that leg out. That energy now is going to move up my leg. I'm going to open the door, which now moves it through the core, and then with centrifugal force, that energy goes out my hands to the back. It's really cool. So we do want a little bit of forward movement, but we want that front foot to stop. Seattle Mariners scout came to our practice one day, and I said, how do we stop them from hitting off of their front foot? He said, Obi, I want you to teach them to take that cleat. You know when you had to steel cleats back in the day? There were 3 of them. There was one here, and one here. He said, I want them to take that cleat that's under the ball of their foot and stick it into the ground. And if they stuck it into the ground, that stopped them from going forward. So now I'm going to push off a little bit from my front foot, from my back foot. My front foot's going to stop it. I'm going to turn it, and that energy is going to move up my body. So here's a couple drills. If you're a lunger or a front foot hitter, I want you to try this. This is a little drill. It's almost like, I don't know what we call it, but I'm going to create linear motion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to my front foot, jump to my back foot, and then hit in between my feet. All right, so it looks like this. Ready? I'm going to jump forward, jump back, and then I'm going to hit. Where did I stop on this one? In between my feet. I did not get out here. So I want you to exaggerate. Forward movement, backwards movement, and then movement and stop. One more time. Forward, back, and then forward just enough. Got it? That gives you a simulation of linear motion. My favorite one is good old Happy Gilmore. All right, if Happy Gilmore was a softball player, what would he do? Here he goes. He'd come here, and he'd hit. Wow, look at that. Maybe we should all try that. Holy cow. But this drill is all about, I am going to create a lot of linear motion. I'm going to run from back here. I'm going to step behind like my throwers. Notice that one? I'm going to step behind. I'm going to boom. But this front leg now is going to stop all of that linear motion that I just created. It's going to shift it right up my body. Whew. That's why I hit it out of the park. We're going to try this. All right, so here it goes. I'm going to create a whole lot of linear motion, and then I'm going to stop it and not fall forward. Happy Gilmore, ready? Boom, boom, boom. We are on to something here. But notice how my front foot stopped all that forward energy. It shifted it up my body. One more time. I'm just getting lucky. This goes against all my teaching philosophies. My head's moving. I got all kind of stuff going on. But here it is, Happy Gilmore. Step behind, step, and then stay behind the ball. All right, that's stupid. If I walk by a ballpark and see you guys hit Happy Gilmore, I'm going to scream at you. It's just a drill. I can do that because this ball's not moving. Imagine trying to do that while the ball's moving. You got two intersecting points, changing coordinates. We're in trouble. Okay? So that's another drill that you can do to feel the linear aspect of our swing versus the rotary. Any questions? Come on, I know I'm stirring the pot here. Did I explain it that good that you got it all?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes in YouTube videos I hear the importance of the wrist slap. Do they have any thoughts on that?
You mean the snap?
Yeah, the wrist snap.
Yeah. That's our friend who is usually here with us. Bogey does a wonderful job. Bogey teaches hitting just a little bit different. Bogey teaches an advanced teach. We all have terminology. I am not really, I'm talking to the masses here. I want you to get the hands through. I don't want you trying to do extra with the hands right now. An advanced hitter, I know Eric, where's Eric? Eric does it really well, all right? Bogey teaches a real good one. He gets you to extension early, all right? He'll have you pull that through, and then right out in front, yes, we're gonna throw that barrel with the top hand. Right now, I want you guys to get the feel of the barrel coming through on its own without any extra. Because what happens sometimes is when you start trying to snap the barrel through, you do it too soon, and that causes that rollover. I don't want you rolling over the ball. I want you swinging through it. I want you to get the feel of your body creating that. That barrel is releasing, okay? There's a pivot point right here in my hand, and that barrel it gets released, but it gets released on its own. That is an advanced teach where you may want to add a little bit extra later by throwing that barrel with your top hand. I want you to control that barrel and just get it to the right part of the ball right now. We're creating, that energy is coming out that bat without you thinking about that extra snap. But yes, the top hand does throw the barrel to the ball. And as you get good at it, you may talk about snapping that bat head through. Okay, but now I don't want you thinking about it now. I want you barreling it up naturally. And then later, if you want to add 20 more feet, then you can really think about wrist snap. Is that right, Eric? Is that kind of where he goes with that? Yeah. He gets you to extension early. He puts you in a level plane. I love it. And you swing it through. But with that swing, you really got to snap that bat head through. And it's good stuff. Yes?
Where do you want the ball position to hit it?
It all depends on the location of it. The question is, where do you want the ball position to hit it? We kind of talked about that. If the pitch is inside, you've got to hit it out in front more. If it's down the middle, you let it get here. And if it's outside, you let it get a little bit deeper. It's all about where the pitch is and where you want to hit it.
Let's say it's right in the middle.
Right down the middle? Yeah. I'm going to hit it right out in front of where'd my board go? My home plate. Home plate. This was a visual that a couple people said, I didn't realize that we hit the ball out in front of the board. Yes, we actually hit the ball before it gets to the board if we're doing it correctly. So if that's your strike zone, wow, I like to stand up here. So for me to hit that pitch right there, I've got to hit it, which means it's probably going to be up here still. But if I'm standing here on the board, I'm going to make contact with that ball out in front of me. And this is the confusing part. If I'm standing like this and I told you out in front of me, you would think this is out in front of me, right? This is the confusing part. What we really mean is out in front of you here. But I can do that. What happens when we turn our hips is we're changing. This is no longer the front of me. When I turn my hips, now what's the front of me? This is the front of me. So that's why those hips have got to go first before we extend the arms. Now I'm going to extend my arms, and I'm going to go right here. And that pitch down the middle, my hands are going to get to that ball the same time my barrel does. See that? We call that squaring the ball up. My hands and barrel got to the ball at the same time. That's going to go straight. That's going to go to center field. If my barrel gets to the ball before my hands do, watch this. Where's that ball going to go? To left field because of the angle. If my hands go past the ball before the barrel does, where's that one going to go? To right field. That's what we mean by keeping your hands inside the ball, though. Your hands are going to go here. So if I let the ball get deep and hit it off my back hip, that's how I hit it to right field. If I hit it square, that's going to go to center. That's off my front foot, right? If I'm going to pull that one, I'm going to hit it way out in front of me there. You have to. If we let that inside pitch get here, what's going to happen? Yeah, there's no way I can hit that ball if I let it get too deep. So the inside pitch we have to hit way out in front here. Got to get our arms extended here. And that's where we talked about those contact areas. Good question, though. Anything else? Everybody getting comfortable with their grip? Got it out in your fingers a little bit, knocking knuckles lined up. And then that last one is stay connected. Oh, I didn't have you do the one-handed drill. I want you to try the one-handed, not now, but try the one-handed drill in a little bit when you have some time. Put the bat on your shoulder, turn your hips, and I want you to feel what I'm talking about, how that bat just wants to go. Choke up a little bit so you don't want you hurting your rotators doing hitting drills. All right? I'm telling you, fence drill, rapid fire, do them on a regular basis. In a month and a half or so, you're going to feel like a new person, getting those hips through the zone, making contact out in front, keeping your head down. I just tried to simplify it as best I can for you. Did I make it look easy? It really is. All right, it's easier than it looks. You guys are making it more difficult by adding stuff to the swing. Got it? Ah, you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What about a weighted bat? Why would we swing a weighted bat? To create bat speed? Explain that for me. How am I gonna swing a heavy bat fast? It's one of those overload, underload. She's right. It's like a donut. How many people have the donut for their bat? You got one in your bag? I've got one. It's autographed by Jenny Finch. That's why I got it. No, I got it because it's one of those long green ones. Joyce, will you get it out of that zipper right? The middle one. Yep.
What about with the Jimmer sticks?
Jimmer sticks are great.
Like hitting the ball with it to keep your out.
Oh, that a girl. This one is legal. Remember the donut we had as kids? Kind of looked like a donut? Those are illegal. In SSUSA at least, and some of the others. Why? Great question. Because when you take it off your bat, you do that, and then you go hit, and now that little donut is still in the on-deck circle. Nobody else sees it, and there's a good chance that a catcher or a first baseman comes over and steps on it. You also lose it. I've left when I had those, so I got this big one. Oh, did I say it's autographed by Jenny Finch? I got this big one because it fits on my bat. Now, why am I swinging this? What did I just do? I added weight to the bat. This is a great way to warm up. Warm up. You're swinging a heavier bat, all right, and you're getting yourself nice and loose. I don't mind this. In fact, we played 6 games in a row last Saturday at our age against 40-year-olds. And by the end of the day, I was tired. My bat was slower. That's when I recommend you drop an ounce and go to a lighter bat. But I didn't have a lighter bat. So what I did to trick my body is I grabbed my donut and I swung it in the on deck circle to trick my hands a little bit. But we're really not. It's the overload underload principle. You swing a heavy bat, you swing a light bat, you swing a heavy bat, you swing a light bat. When we swing a heavy bat and we try to swing it hard a couple times, when we take the weight off of it, now when we go, we are increasing our bat speed. Now we're doing the same swing with a lighter bat, and it should give us better bat speed. However, I don't want you to do it just before you hit. I want you to do it before batting practice. I want you to do it before the game, but don't take that to the on-deck circle with you, because now it's going to give you a false feeling of timing. It's going to give you a false feeling of timing. So the heavier bat or the donut or the weighted bat or the jumbo stick, or they got all kinds of stuff. Back in the day, what did Babe Ruth do? Yeah. The Babe was in the on-deck circle like this. He's way ahead of his time, wasn't he? People like, what the hell are you doing, Babe, swinging 3 bats? Well, that's what he's getting the feel. He's swinging heavier, and then when he puts them down, everything feels lighter. When I was pitching at the University of Miami, I used to go down to the bullpen with a girls' softball. It's smaller than this, but bigger than a baseball. So I'd play catch with the girls' ball, and I would throw my curveball with it. And there'd be some fans, hey, O'Brien, we're playing baseball today. But I was doing the same thing. After you throw this a few times and then you grab a baseball, what's it feel like? Nice and small. So I would throw some curveballs with the girls' softball, and then when I grabbed the baseball, it just felt like I could really snap that thing off. For the first next 10 pitches, it felt good. But that's the over-under concept where you swing heavy, heavy, light, light, heavy, heavy, light, light. You're tricking your muscles. You're getting them to feel the movement. But the heaviness helps get you loose. The light one, some of us would swing a fungo bat in the on-deck circle. So it was a little longer lever and a little lighter. And with that one, you're really swinging it faster. And then the principle is grab your bat, and your body's going to try to swing it as hard as you just swung the light one, and it's supposed to give you more bat speed as well. But those are just warm-up tools and ways to kind of trick the body. But I do want your last couple swings to be with your regular weighted bat, so when you do get in there to hit the ball, you're good to go. Great question.
Same principle with using a heavy softball.
Yes.
Warm-up.
Yes. But like we talked about this morning, I don't want you throwing too many heavy softballs at our age. It's great for the kids. They've got a whole program now where they throw the ball into the mat. You go to these spring training facilities, there's padded mats all over the fences. They're throwing that ball as hard as they can into that mat to get the feel of throwing something heavy. And then when they grab that baseball, guess what? It feels lighter, and they think that they can put more to it. But over a long program, it makes sense to do. But I don't want us seniors doing anything super heavy. Okay? All right, any more questions? No? All right, great job. Thank you. Good luck. Take this stuff and go to work with it.